What has your child done that brought you to tears? My son Ben is 14 now, but this happened when he was 9, and honestly, I still think about it all the time. For context, we were going through a really rough patch financially. Like, really rough. Ben's dad, Richard, was always in the picture, but we weren't together anymore, and child support was inconsistent at best. I was constantly stressing about bills, rent was always late, and I was basically surviving on ramen so Ben could have proper meals. Ben has always been this super observant kid, the type who notices everything but doesn't always say what he's thinking. I tried so hard to hide how bad things were from him, but kids pick up on that energy far. I'd be smiling while making dinner but then crying in the bathroom with the shower running so he couldn't hear me. There was this one day where I had to tell him we couldn't go to his friend Cody's birthday party because I couldn't afford a gift. The look on his face killed me, but he just nodded and said, "It's okay, Mom," in this tiny voice that made me want to scream. Later, I found him drawing a birthday card for Cody with these super detailed pictures because handmade gifts are special. I literally had to walk away so he wouldn't see me tearing up. Or the time the school sent home a note about a $15 field trip fee. Ben never even showed me the form. I only found out when I was cleaning his backpack and saw it crumpled at the bottom. When I asked him about it, he just shrugged and said, "I knew we didn't have extra money right now, like it was no big deal." Every time the ice cream truck came around the neighborhood, Ben would suddenly become not in the mood for ice cream, even though I knew he loved it. He started saying the school lunch was really good actually, when I knew for a fact they served the same mediocre food they always had. This particular month was extra bad, like the electricity was about to be shut off bad. My car needed repairs I couldn't afford, and I was literally counting pennies from my change jar to buy groceries. I remember standing in the kitchen staring at an almost empty fridge wondering what I was going to do. The night before, Ben had asked if we could have spaghetti for dinner, his favorite. I had to tell him we were out of pasta and would have to wait until payday. He didn't complain at all, just ate the sad cheese sandwich I made him instead. That night, I heard him telling his stuffed animals that spaghetti isn't even that good anyway, and I swear something in me just broke. Ben had this small piggy bank that his grandma had given him for his birthday that year. It wasn't anything fancy, just a ceramic pig painted blue, his favorite color. He'd been saving up for this gaming system for months. Every little bit of money he got, birthday cash, allowance when I could afford it, the dollar his dad would give him sometimes, all went into this pig. He was so close to his goal too. He'd been talking about this gaming system nonstop, had the exact model picked out, knew which games he wanted first. It was literally all he talked about. He'd cut out pictures from magazines and taped them to his wall. So that night, I put Ben to bed and was sitting at the kitchen table trying to figure out which bills I could postpone without everything falling apart. I had my calculator, all these past due notices spread out, and I was just completely overwhelmed, like full-on ugly crying at the table at midnight. I must have been making more noise than I thought because suddenly Ben was standing in the doorway in his pajamas. I tried to quickly wipe my face and act like everything was fine, but he just walked over and sat down next to me without saying anything. He stared at all the bills for a minute, and I was trying to come up with some excuse about why Mommy was crying over paperwork at midnight. Before I could say anything though, he just got up and went back to his room. I figured he was tired and went back to bed, which was honestly a relief because I didn't want to explain everything. But like 2 minutes later, he came back with his blue piggy bank, the one he'd been filling for almost a year. Without saying a word, he put it on the table and then used both hands to push it toward me. I immediately was like, no, that's your money, you've been saving so long. But he just kept pushing it toward me with this super serious expression. I asked him if he was sure, told him he didn't need to do this, that Mommy would figure it out. But he just looked at me with these big eyes and said the most grown-up thing I've ever heard from a 9-year-old. He said, "Mom, you always tell me that family takes care of each other. I don't need games. I need you to be okay." Y'all, I lost it. Just completely broke down sobbing right there. I didn't end up taking his money. I couldn't. But that night changed something between us. He was willing to give up something he'd worked toward for almost a year, just because he saw I was hurting. The next day, I swallowed my pride and called my parents who I hadn't spoken to in months because of some stupid fight. They helped me get back on my feet. Things got better slowly. About 2 years later, when things were more stable, I finally got him that gaming system for Christmas. But I kept his piggy bank. It sits on my dresser as a reminder of what really matters.